Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'akol niyeh b'dvaro. There is a discussion in the Jewish community. Should we be building more museums, especially about the Holocaust? That happened already. Shouldn't we instead channel these sources, these economic resources, to schools, to something that looks toward the future? Because how do we reply to what the Nazis wanted to do? They wanted to exterminate us. So what should we do? They burned all the religious books. So what should we do? Well, what we have to do is live. They wanted to kill us? Live. They wanted to destroy our tradition? Teach it for future generations. So in a sense, we would be much better off by building schools. On the other hand, as long as there are survivors of that terrible era of world history and of Jewish experience in particular, I think we have to memorialize. We cannot leave these souls without some kind of remembrance. And above all, because there are those who want to deny that that really happened. This exists today. How is that possible? Notwithstanding the visual proofs that you can bring about of what the Nazis did, there are those that want to say it never happened. Well, so I think that maybe these museums are important, but whatever it may be, I'm not too sure. I want to bring about an episode that I read that moved me a little bit, moved me a lot, as a matter of fact. It's a story of the Rebbe of Klausenberg. He was the religious leader of a city called Klausenberg, and this is how he got his name, the Klausenberger Rebbe. He decided after the Holocaust, he had lost his entire family, wife and children, that he's going to dedicate his life in establishing institutions of learning, Jewish schools all over the world, wherever he could. And he would travel to different cities looking for help in order to establish a new school each time, as many as he could. And he was sitting in a train and he was reading the book of Psalms in the meantime. And across him, in a seat across him, was a young man who obviously recognized that he's a rabbi by his garb and so on. And he saw what he was doing and he told him, "What are you reading, Tillim? Why are you reading Psalms? Why are you praying? My family," said the other person, "was exterminated in the Holocaust. They were all very religious people, so was I. But God didn't help us. So why should I pray? Forget about that. Don't do that anymore." Well, when the rabbi heard that, he started crying profusely. And he said to him, not only your family, my family too. I lost my entire family in the Holocaust. And the other man saw that this man wasn't just intellectually reading Tehillim or doing something. He was doing it also out of deep pain because he had suffered the same thing. And the two of them cried together after a while. Then the Rebbe said to him something that still rings in my ears. The Rebbe said to him, "I don't know why my family was exterminated, notwithstanding that they were very religious. God knows. The justice of God is impenetrable. We don't know what are the means, what are the parameters that God uses in order to judge this world. This happened, I don't know why." You know what question remains with me? The question that remains with me is, why was I saved? Not why they were exterminated, God knows that, but why was I saved? So he says to himself, obviously, God wanted me to stay in this world, to do something. Otherwise, I would have died together with everybody else. What should I do? So I assumed my mission is to do something to react against what was done before. So I took it upon myself as my mission in this world is to establish schools. The Nazis burned the Torah. I'm going to bring the Torah back alive by having young people, new generations, study the Torah as well. The Rebbe thought that he was saved for a reason. What was this reason? He thought it was to counteract what the Nazis did. Maybe this is a question that each and every one of us should ask of ourselves. Why did God save me? What am I doing in this world? You know, comes Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur in particular. We're going to pound our chest and say, I didn't do this, I didn't do that, I lied, I did this, I did all sorts of transgressions, I spoke evil against somebody else, I did so many incorrect things in this world. Please, God, forgive me. Maybe we should be concentrating on something altogether different. Not the mistakes that I made, the opportunities that I missed. Shouldn't we thinking, what is my mission in this world? Forget about the Sabbath, the tefillin. I'm not saying they're not important. You should do them, of course, but that's not the end of it all. You have to think, what is the purpose of your life? You finished a day, you finished a month, another year passed by. Have you accomplished something? Are you better for it? Have you grown in a certain way? Are you fulfilling your mission? God placed you in this world for what? You should understand the world better. You should understand yourself better. You should bring about justice to other people. You should help others. Are you doing that? Forget about the little peccadillos that you may have committed. And I say again, I am not saying they're not important, but I think there's something that transcends that. Think, what is your mission in life? Here is Yom Kippur. You are with yourself. You are together with other people, and in this pandemic, this year, maybe we won't be together with many people. You really will be alone with God. You have to answer, how do you justify the oxygen you consumed this past year? How do you justify another year of life? Have you brought about happiness to somebody? Have you made this world a better place to live in?